Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be speaking about the 1934 peace dollar, going over its history, the values behind it, including a specific top VAM that I want to detail, which is basically something of a small marker that you can see on a few of the coins. It's a variety that's going to make it more appealing to collectors. We'll also be going over some mint errors, both from this date as well as some other ones. But the coins, there's sort of two times in which it struck. So 1921 to 1928 is the first go around, and then they get into 1934 and 1935. The first time they strike, it's to fulfill the Pittman Act, which sends a bunch of silver to Britain so that they can use it in their colonies and restore confidence in their currency. It's also commemorating the peace following World War I, which was a major event across the world. But they redo the design into 1922, and then they bring it back in 1934. I'll get into that in a little bit of a moment, but 1934 is overall a rarer and more expensive date. They think about doing it in 1964, but do not do that. And these mostly circulate in the west of the United States, so a lot of these 1934 Philadelphia ones are going to be a little bit less rare and uncirculated condition, something to know about. The 1934S, for example, a lot of those enter circulation and just sort of disappear or get worn down, and they're super, super expensive in mint state. 1934, the reason that they, after the hiatus, start striking, so the price of silver is at an all-time low at this point, and they are repaying some of their war debts from World War I in silver as well. They're able to make a large profit on seigniorage, basically the difference between what it costs to buy the silver and strike it versus the dollars that appear afterwards. And until the silver price reaches $1.29 or the value of silver to gold in the treasury was 1 to 3, they'd keep on making them, but they also realized in 1936 that very little commercial need was there for these, so they stopped producing them altogether. In this coin, there's less than 1 million made, one of few that have less than 1 million made, but people were sort of aware for whatever reason. Maybe it was starting up back after a hiatus that they a fair amount of people basically just saved them. They were aware, or maybe it was just that they were sitting around in large 1,000 coin bags, and it's really going to take until Mint State 65 for these to get super, super expensive. I mean, it's a little bit better of a date across the board, certainly. As long as there's no cleaning, it's something to look for. But Mint State 67 is going to be the only serious jump, though a good eye for a 66 versus a 65 certainly could have some success as well. There's this obverse die scratch. It's going to be a raised scratch as opposed to into the coin that sort of goes along from the top of above the N through the G, and then continues all the way down to sort of the neck area. It's an Elite 30 VAM, so I am presenting on any VAMs in the Elite 30 or Top 50 list, and in Mint State 63 sold for $350 as opposed to $250. So is it a huge find? Well, probably not really, but it's worth a good $100 extra. So in any condition, it's not going to hurt to be aware of this and look a little closer, see if you can't find the die scratch. But in terms of some of the mint errors, we have a die adjustment strike. So basically, when they're finding the right pressure to strike the coins, they come out with some mint state coins that just have really weak striking pressure and look like this. Sold at one auction for $400, then came back and sold for $1,500. This one was from the S Mint that year, but a seriously laminated planchet. There were some impurities in the metal that was used in the planchet and coin, and a bunch of it flakes off during striking. And then there's also this flip over double struck and collar error where the coin literally does flip over after having been struck once. You can see that evidenced by the raise in her forehead and temple as well as in her neck that would have originated on the back and then gets struck again. So this could occur in any year and it can be a little bit faint. This one circulated a little bit, so look out for that. That was a $7,650 error. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like the video, comment, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And I also have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and some other social media platforms. You can also go to my main channel website, treasuretownYT.com, to learn more about the channel and sort of stay in contact. I also will eventually host all of these videos on coinsmetalscards.com, which will be both news, marketplace, and coin information. I do have the goal of eventually getting pretty much every US coin, date, mint mark, denomination on the channel with a similar video to the one that you just watched, and that will likely all be hosted there. And then I also have treasuretowncoins.com, which is sort of my coin dealing wing, coin dealing only entity that is a little bit less focused on content production. So thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my other videos. I also have videos that are not just the date, mint mark, denomination recap in this format, so you can check some of those out, and I'll have fun seeing you there.